I live in a sea of KTMs and I'm searching for my very next best adventure bike. What bike do you think it's going to be? Pause the video here, type it in the comments below, and then come back and watch the rest of the video to find out. Friends, it turns out it's going to be a while before I ride Tigger again. I know some of you are wondering, is Kris just going to keep riding her 350 everywhere? I mean, it's been to Canada under its own power twice. It's got almost 18,000 miles on it, and she seems to be having a lot of fun. I was wondering that too. I spent hours researching options, really trying to think about what did I want in an adventure bike. In the past, I've leaned towards more off-road bias, and now there seems to be getting to be more and more road miles between where I start and where the dirt begins. I knew that I needed a low seat height. I have a 27-inch inseam, and it's just my preference not to be riding something taller than about 33 inches. A low price would be great. Better maintenance than the 350 would be awesome, because that bike needs oil changes every 1,000 miles. And I really would love a reliable bike. But is it possible to get it all? The Ibex 450 was a strong contender, but then I pictured myself capped at the maximum of 85 miles an hour.
Oh, it's got some power!
It was pretty hard to picture that as my next long-term adventure bike, even with all the great things I've heard about it. All along, I really knew what I wanted. I had rented one in 2019 in Canada, and I had not stopped thinking about it since. This is it! This is truly the bike of my dreams. Now, did I get everything I wanted, you might be wondering. Let's see. The seat height. The seat height stock on the KTM 790 Adventure is 33.1 inches, which means when I put a low seat on it, it's going to be about 32.2 inches, which is completely manageable. Even stock is totally manageable with a 27-inch inseam. It's very comfortable for road miles. It even has cruise control, which I have been playing with and is amazing. And so it'll eat up those miles before we get to the off-road and then just keep on going once we hit the dirt. It is affordable. The brand new KTM 790 Adventure is right in the $10,000 range right now. And is it reliable? Well, that is an interesting question, because we all know that KTMs are built for performance. The really cool thing about this is if you take it to the dealer for maintenance, the 2-year warranty gets automatically extended to a 4-year warranty, which brings me personally a lot of comfort, because I think I can get a lot of use out of this bike in 4 years. Well, on my list, of course, would have been a lightweight dual sport. Could it have been achieved? And this is definitely a middleweight dual sport coming in, or adventure bike as one might say, coming in right around the 450-pound range. So I'm really wondering, and I'm sure you are too, if you've been here a hot minute, how is this going to do off-road? So I took it on a little adventure just to see how it would go.
Oh, this bike jumps so easy. I love this bike.
I love, first of all, where the foot pegs are. They automatically stand you up to lean forward over the front tire, which I think is amazing. The weight of the bike is 450 pounds, but when you are moving, it doesn't feel like 450 pounds. It doesn't even feel like 450 pounds getting it off the kickstand. The seat height at 33.1 has not caused any challenges for me. It probably looks a little bit silly, I'll admit that. But it is totally manageable until I get my seat concept seat, which I'm very much looking forward to. People talk about the suspension of this bike not being as good as the R, and I am probably the user that the suspension is designed for, because I am not very perceptive. Like, if you ask me what I think about the suspension on this bike, I'm like, it's fine. That is as much as I can tell you. Now, if it starts rebounding, or if it starts feeling really harsh, then I can talk about those things and we can get it adjusted. But right now it feels really, really good. I love the ride modes. You can change them on the fly. So when I knew I was getting to this part, I changed it to off-road mode out of rally. I actually do think rally's more fun. I like the throttle response in rally, but I wanted to give myself the best shot I could out here in the mud because I'm out here by myself and didn't want to have any potential catastrophes happen. I was skeptical about the windscreen. It's got a hole in it to help with buffeting. And at first I was like, that's so weird because it's blowing wind right on my face. But really, like after a day, I didn't even notice that part. So I feel really, really good about the windscreen. I don't have any buffeting and I don't really notice the wind that's blowing on my face. What else can I say about this bike? I don't even know. It's so good. I have loved this bike for so long, and it's really such a pure joy to have gotten it, ridden it, and found out it is every bit as good as I thought it would be. Now, I know I'm early in the game, and I can't wait to take it to something more technical because the two things that I think are a challenge for this bike, one is sand. It's so front heavy that the throttle, if you roll off the throttle at all, and I do that sometimes in the sand because if I get squirrely, I get nervous. I realize that's not the right response, but I've done it. The front tire will dig in. The other thing I think is going to be if I get scared in any of the technical stuff that I'm riding, when you slow down, I think you feel all 450 pounds of this bike's weight, or 60 or 70. I don't even remember how much this bike weighs. So I think that's going to be my challenge, and I can't wait to try it out and find out. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it in the puddles. I'll give you a little glimpse of these tires for the mud. Not ideal at all, but tires are something that I expect to change on any bike that I have, so that isn't too much of a concern. So I am so excited. I would love to hear anything that you want to know about this bike as I am discovering it. And as we're going into the winter, I don't know how much I'll get to ride it, but you can bet I'll be finding any chance that I can. Well, my friends, I'm 500 miles into my 2024 KTM 790 adventure journey, and I have to say, I think I picked the right bike for me. In case you were wondering, his name is Christopher Robin because he loves to play in 100-acre woods. I am looking forward to building a long and exciting relationship with this bike, and I am happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next ride.